Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Wayne County. We are a diverse congregation that welcomes you as you are, regardless of your age, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, economic status, or physical ability. We come together to seek deeper meaning and understanding from each other and the world around us. Your presence here today is a gift that brings us closer to that understanding. We're an active community that lives its values beyond the hours of Sunday service, and I would like to call your attention to the following. Join the humanist group in the large group room today at 11:30. Hear James Griffith speak on ethics, morality, and law. Saturday, December 24th, we will have a Christmas Eve service at 7 p.m. This will be a traditional Christmas service with singing and storytelling. There will not be a service on Sunday, December 25. If you would like to find out more about our activities, feel free to ask Karen Skubik, who is over there leaning on the wall. She's our membership coordinator.
Good morning, everyone. How are you this morning? I am the Reverend Walter Clark, minister of this congregation. I'd like to welcome anyone who's visiting us today. I do want to make note, there's a couple odd things going on today. One, if I see anybody checking the World Cup scores during the service, I may call on you to let me know what the score is. I understand that this is a world event and we all need to pay attention to it, so no one is going to be called out in the middle of the service if I suddenly see someone go, yes! I just may ask you to know who scored. You'll also notice, for those of you who are regular visitors, normally our pulpit is right here, but we have these beautiful people here today instead. I was actually wondering, are there more people on this side or on this side this morning? Today is our Solstice service, which means there's going to be a lot of wonderful, beautiful music. So I encourage you all to really get into it and to make sure at the end of the service we give these folks a wonderful, warm thank you for all of the hard work they've done for this. But I would like to take this time for anyone who is visiting us today for the first time, maybe second time, third time, and you would like to introduce yourself, let us get to know you a little bit, maybe tell us what brought you here. If you are interested in introducing yourself, raise your hand, and I will come around with the microphone so you can introduce yourself. There we go, because we need to hear you, because some of us went to Woodstock, so.
I wish I could have gone to Woodstock. Eric Chanko, I'm Cheryl's son.
Nancy Buchanan, and I'm Cheryl and Terry's daughter, and very glad to be here with them.
All right, welcome. Would anyone else like to introduce themselves, say good morning? All right. You are all welcome to please join us after service for coffee. We would love to have you then, get a chance to know you a little bit better. I do ask again, you can have your cell phones out, put them in worship mode, and try to contain your excitement for when Argentina wins. I'm sorry, Argentina has worked so hard for. All right, so we're not going to get into this. Thank you for coming and spending your Sunday with us. Please join us now in the spirit of worship. There's music first.
Oh, I always. Our service today begins with the words of Deborah McNamara. Nature remembers what we humans have forgotten. Every cycle must return to stillness, to silence, to the dark. Every out-breath requires an in-breath. Every outer endeavor turns back inward to its origins, its center, and begins again. From death comes new life, and from the darkest night, the new dawn is born.
I believe in the sun. I believe in the sun, even when it's
I believe some of you received little LED candles. Who has a little LED candle? Who's got what? Oh, is that all you folks? You have LED candles? Who else has got an LED candle? Anyone? Y'all? Can you do me a favor? Can you get your LED candles? Can you find the little switches and turn them on? Can you turn them on? Don't worry about the colored pencils. It's cool. All right. Dad's got it. I get that. All right. And when you turn them on, can you bring them over here? Whoop. Careful. All right, yeah, put them right up here. Right up here. Yeah. Don't trip over this. Be careful. Yeah. Or you can put them over there. Put them all around the chalice. Right. There you go. All right. Making it a little pretty. Beautiful. Look at that. You have the eye of a decorator. I appreciate that. All right. So I have a question for you all, my little friends over here. Got a real quick question. Do any of you know of a holiday coming up? You do? Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm going to need this. All right. What, sir, can you tell me what holiday is coming up?
Christmas.
That is true. Christmas is coming up, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. Can anyone else tell me about a holiday that's coming up?
Winter solstice.
Winter, what? You peeked at my script, didn't you? You didn't? You are just that smart. Does anyone know what the winter solstice does? What it is? Come here, what is it?
It's the longest night and the shortest day.
Longest night and the shortest day. All right, math quiz. How many hours in a day? Who knows? Who knows? You got all the answers. Anyone else know how many hours? How many hours in a day? 24. Ding, 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 ding. All right. How many hours of daylight do we normally have? Ooh, tricky, 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 right? Right? How many hours of daylight do you think we should have? Have you ever tried to sleep through 24 hours of light? I know you can. How many hours of light do you think we should have or nighttime?
12.
12. Split nice and even down the middle, right? Doesn't that make sense? Do you know the shortest day, right? How many hours of daylight we're going to have on Wednesday the 21st? Do you want to take a guess how many hours of daylight we're going to have? How many hours of daylight are we going to have? Take a guess.
86.
86 hours of daylight. 86. That was so easy, 86 hours of daylight. We are going to have the biggest gardens ever with all of that. 86, that's more than an hours in a day, my friend. So we are going to have 9 hours of daylight. That means we're going to have how many hours of darkness? How many?
15.
Oh my gosh. You must make really good grades in math, right? I'm hoping. So that's a lot of darkness, right? Because it gets dark at like 5 o'clock. Let me ask you a question, and this is serious. How do you all feel about the darkness? Oh, what does that mean? Hold on, he had the first reaction, then we'll get to you, then to you. What do you feel about the darkness?
I'm a little bit scared.
A little bit scared. That's fair. That's fair, and that's true. All right, what about you? How do you feel about the darkness?
Well, I feel okay.
Okay about the darkness. That's good. Some of us feel okay about the darkness. What about you?
I feel like camping.
You feel like camping in the dark. You laugh, but you know what? Good, clear night, looking at all those stars through your tent. That's kind of a beautiful thing, isn't it? Right? Let me ask you this. How many of y'all sleep when it's dark outside? How many of y'all? Do you sleep when it's dark outside? Do you sleep when it's dark outside? Okay, right? Most of us do. I see not all of you raised your hands, and I know some of you are indeed night owls who will be up all hours of the day. But night shift, exactly. Let me ask you though, why do you think we sleep at the nighttime?
Because we're awake at the daytime and we need sleep.
Because we need sleep when we're awake of the daytime, right? One of the things I like about the darkness, can you see what's going on in the dark? Yeah. You can?
No.
No? Are you a bat?
I can normally see.
You can normally see, but can you see really, really well? As good as you can in the daytime?
No.
No.
I know why.
You know why?
I know why I can see in the dark.
Why can you see in the dark?
Because blue eyes you can see in the dark.
With blue eyes, you can see in the dark. We're going to talk to you about a little bit about science and rods and cones, probably around 6th grade. So, but one of the things that's great about the darkness, right, is you can't see so much, and there's not as much going on, and maybe you have a tendency to focus on less things, and it makes it easier to be calm and go to sleep.
Things to get sleepy.
What?
Well, I need to focus on some things to get sleepy.
You need to focus on some things to get sleepy, right? But if you have a lot of stuff going around, you can be hard, right? The darkness kind of slow things down. Maybe it allows you to focus on some of those things better, right? So sometimes we have the darkness to slow things down, to make it easier for us. And I think I would like us to try a slow down meditation. Can you guys help me with the slow down meditation? We're going to use it. This is good. This is good. I love the energy with this. But we're going to go off of the rhythm of a heartbeat. Sharon, can you show us what a heartbeat? All right. Can we do that? Can we make that beat? Bump, bump. And maybe for some of you, if you want to put it on your heart, bump, 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 bump. And maybe breathe a little bit. All right. And I'm going to say some words, and I want you to think and listen to the words. You ready? Feel the wind sweep across the barren landscape. Feel your feet heavy on the cold, dead earth. Feel your breath travel over winter-chilled lips. Feel your heartbeat echo over the frigid stillness. Feel the silence of a darkened world. Breathe the unity of body and breath. Do you feel slower now? Can I let you guys in on a secret? You mentioned this earlier, my friend. I used to be afraid of the dark. I used to be really scared of the dark. I used to lay in the bed, and in the corner of my eye, on top of my toy chest, was a monster. I thought, and what do you do when you see a monster in your room?
You go outside.
Yeah, you do. You go outside. Mom! There's a monster in my room. And so Mom comes in. What does she do? Flicks on the lights. Guess what that monster was? Pile of clothes I should have put away a day ago. Sitting on top of my toy box, making the outline of a monster. So what did my mom tell me? Put your clothes away and go to sleep. Come on, Clarky. So I didn't put the clothes away because I was too scared. And besides, I'm going to put them on the next day. I'm just going to leave them out. Turned off the light, and the monster came back over again. So, if every time I turned the light off I saw this monster, how do we solve this problem? How do we solve the problem?
You put away the clothes?
You know, yes. You would think that would be the answer, but you know what? I put away the clothes, the monster came back to a different place. Again! Again and again. What's another solution?
Throw it in the closet.
Throw it in the closet. That's where the monsters live. How about sleeping with the light on? Can I sleep with the light on? Oh, no, I can't sleep with the light on. It's too much. Just ignore the monster. I try to ignore the monster, but monsters are tough. What?
And just look away from the monster.
Just look, but I know he's watching me. Somebody over here said a night light. How many of you have night lights? How many of you have night lights? Let me ask you again about that night light. Can you see everything in the entire room in full color just like the lights are on when the night light's there? No. Can you see a little bit? Is the darkness still there? But you can see the pile of clothes and not the monster, or the pile of toys, or the pile of dirty laundry, or the pile of dishes. I had a very messy room. The pile of anything. So sometimes having just a little bit of light makes some softness to make things work. And we have darker days, right? So this is the time we have lights. Do any of you have lights on in your house that are just small lights right now? Like maybe on a tree? Any of you, right? Or maybe a Hanukkah menorah, right? Just a little bit to take the edge off. We have another light that takes the edge off a little bit. That's it. What is it?
The chalice.
The chalice. Do you want to help me light the chalice? Yes. Come on. Because you see, we need to bring a little extra light. Do you think if we lit this chalice and it was totally dark in here, do you think it would light up the entire room? Do you think it would give us enough light so we could see, though, just to get out of here? I think so, too. Why don't you come on up? All right. There you go. All right, Push the little thing back. There you go. I want to thank you for giving us some light. I want to thank you for giving it just enough so that we can see when things get a little dark. Are you all ready for your class? Do you think you're ready for class? Can we sing our friends out to class? All right, my friends. Our hearts go with you. Go in love. Our hearts go too. In love and grow in wisdom. Shine your light in all you do. Let us take a moment to breathe. We are a community that is strong together. We are a community that leans in on each other. We are a community who shares. I would like to take this time now to share some of the joys and sorrows of this community. This morning, Rachel Durr sent in a joy. As many of you know, Rachel lost her daughter not too long ago. And she has been so grateful for the outpouring of support, the cards, the notes, the meals, the hugs. She is filled with gratitude, her and her husband, and Grandma Lee, who lives with her. It is so beautiful to see that in these times of tragedy, members come together to share the love and support. You all are a joy. We hold in our hearts Barb Moore, whose son-in-law, Gary Foltz, died on Thursday. He had a long battle over the last few years. And it was a hard relationship at times. But Barb and daughter Michelle and granddaughter Maya are getting by. And they appreciate any love and care you wish to send to them. But we hold them in our hearts. Also this week, our friend James Griffith lost his mother. There will be a memorial service tomorrow, and we hold him in our hearts and give him our love and support. It is hard to lose a parent. And lastly, I want to hold the small joys that do come this season. I have heard so many people say, "My kids are in town," or "I'm going to go see my kids," or "I'm going to see family." I'm so grateful that so many of us have family that love and support us this time of year, and that we get to be with them again. We hold these joys, we hold these sorrows together. Blessed be. Please join me in the spirit of meditation and of prayer. The light is rare these days. It is refreshing to see a small blanket of snow. It reflects the small bit of light that we have on these gray days and puts our hearts at peace. This time of year, we are wise to listen to the rhythms of the day and the night. This time of year, we are wise to lean in to those moments of nurturing dark, to breathe, to rest, to gestate. While it is good to be festive this season, do remember the noise does come to an end. This is the time to stop and reflect. Take the moments, the bits of quiet, and reflect on why. Reflect on the hopes you wish to have going forward. Reflect on the blessings you have received this last year. Reflect on what could be, what you want to be. And simply listen to the rhythms of the world. Breathe deep. Lean into the stillness. May it be so. The darkness has a bad reputation. I don't know if you've noticed this, but we tend to talk in terms of light and dark in this world. To be left in the dark, right? To be out of the loop, to have information withheld, to darken someone's doorway. If someone tells you, "I can't wait till you darken my doorway," that's not a welcome greeting. When things take a dark turn, they become macabre violent, right? Darkness is often synonymous with evil, right? Join the dark side. Why are we so intimidated by darkness? Why are we so afraid of the dark? I'm sure some of it has to deal with early human development, right? The fact that our night vision isn't nearly as good as those predators who find us so tasty, who hunted us at night. I'm sure some of it is simply just fear. I can't see in the dark, and the unknown scares me. There may be some truth to that. And there may be other factors that I'm not considering. But what I do know is that we do live in a culture where we often make dark bad and light good. And personally, I don't think that's fair. Because we often forget that beautiful things are created in darkness. When I was in college, I was a photography minor, and all of the work that I did had to be in black and white. And that meant I had to develop my own film and my own prints. I am that old where there were no digital photos when I was in college. And I spent a lot of time in dark rooms. And it was one of the very few places on campus where I felt alive. There was something soothing about this subdued lighting, the ritual mixing of the chemicals and setting up the trays. Developer, stop, fix, rinse. I can see we have some people who've been in dark rooms who are nodding along. And every time you put that slip of paper into that developer after just briefly exposing it to light, counting down the time, every time I watched it, waiting for that image to bubble up from that primordial ooze and make itself blossom. And then you repeat the process over and over again. Small glimpses of light, dodging, burning, and into the darkness, into the ooze, letting the creation come forth. Create, wait, reflect, repeat. Create, wait, reflect, repeat. I would be in that dark room for what I was sure was 30 minutes, and then 3 hours later, someone would knock on the door, say, "It's my turn, I've signed up for the room." It was a magical moment. Now, it could be just me, but I know for a fact that the other photo geeks in my class, many of them felt the same way, and I can tell by a couple people nodding along that I am not alone. All of us agreed. There is magic in darkness. And this isn't just photography, right? How many of you keep a notepad by your bed so that when you have those ideas in the middle of the night, just before you go to sleep, you can write them down? Or that dream journal? Anybody have anything like that? A couple? One or two, right? How many of you, when you're trying to concentrate, close your eyes? Right? I need to shut some of this out. Darkness is a force that has been healing us all our lives. We so often think of darkness as dangerous, but we forget darkness is to vision what stillness is to hearing. And how many times do we crave the silence? We are moving into the shortest day, this Wednesday. This is the time I encourage you to lean into the spirit of stillness. It can be a real challenge. Christmas is the noisiest day of the year. The good thing is you have the whole month of January. And probably February, and even a good part of March, to lean into the dark stillness of the season. Take that time like a dark room. Focus on those small bursts of light, and make a moment of reflection with it. Sit with it. And then do it again, over and over. In these moments, you, my friends, are working on the most beautiful work of art there is. Your beautiful selves.
You
Our faith is centered on the belief that we can make the world a better place for all who dwell in it. In order to realize that vision, we need both the motivation and the means. Your donation helps the community put its faith into action by supporting our programming and facilities. Excuse me. This morning and throughout the month of December, donations that are not designated for another purpose will be split with Orville Friendship Meals, a locally organized group serving free hot meals on the second, third, fourth, and fifth Thursdays of the month. The offering will now be collected and gratefully received. Now join me in this unison reading. The words are on the screen. Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for those who share our gifts with us, for we are enriched by their giving. Let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may learn from the generosity of others.
So how many of you have noticed that the slides are getting brighter? Okay, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that you figured that one out, right? We started off with a black background, and now we've got the sun coming up, right? And while this is the time of year with the longest nights, and we have the opportunities to sit and reflect and create, let's face it, folks, we still love to celebrate the light. This is the time of year of bonfires, menorahs, kinaras, Christmas lights, and Yule logs. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I'm not familiar with the tradition of the Yule log. A little bit of research I did. Thank you, Wikipedia. You got my $2 this weekend. The log, from what I understand, is supposed to burn for 12 days, signifying the 12 days of Christmas, right? Well, the 12 days of Christmas came from that. The Yule log was way before Christmas. But it was done in order to bring luck, fortune into the next year. And if I'm right, Sharon, you're going to be my pagan resource on this, and everyone else, and we got some other folks. The ashes were supposed to be used for plants for next year, right? They're supposed to be good fertilizer. And I know we have people that know that ash is good for crops, right? So there's this expectation with this Yule log, these hopes going into it for a good harvest coming into the next year. It is a hopeful thing to burn the Yule log. Already in the darkness of winter, we start thinking about what could happen in the spring. It is the time of gestation, this time of year, looking forward. It's the time to birth hope. In the light of spring, I should say, life is brought into being that has been created in that darkness. So this is the time we celebrate possibilities. This is the time we dream and we reflect and we hope. This is the time, my friends, where we ring out the solstice bells. We kindle the flames we wish to bring with us further into the future. We wish to take light hearts and merry souls into this new year. How many of you have candles? All right, good. You've got your candles. There's going to be some orchestration here, folks. I'm going to try to walk you through it. We are going to have a beautiful piece sung by the choir, which is going to get you very festive. We are then going to have a reading that is going to close out our service. And then, what better way to take light into the new year than to sing together "This Little Light of Mine"? And here's where you come in. As we are singing, I encourage you to come up front and to light your candle off of the hope that started us off of this little birth of light in the darkness. And I want you to take that hope with you across that threshold. You can blow it out gently. You might splatter some wax. That's okay. We're going to wax the floors eventually. But the symbol is to start to think about taking the hope and the beauty into the new year. To think about all of those hopes and promises that go into your metaphorical Yule log and how to use that fertilizer to make this world the best place it could be going forward. Take your blessings, my friends. And now let us sing out, ring out, solstice bells.
And so the shortest day came, and the year died. And everywhere down the centuries of the snow-white world came people singing, dancing, to drive the dark away. They lighted some candles in the winter trees. They hung their homes with evergreen. They burned beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive. And when the New Year's sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, reveling through all the frosty ages. You can hear them echoing behind us. Listen, all the long echoes sing the same delight. This shortest day, as promise wakens in the sleeping land, they carol, feast, give thanks, and dearly love their friends, and hope for peace. And now so do we, here, now, this year and every year. Welcome, Yule.